Hello. It's Friday, the 13th of June, 2025. Welcome along to the channel, The Fifth Guardian. I'm your host, Tony Hunt, where today I'll be player of games. But as always, it's not my story. It's not your story. Today's story is all about competing in the Audi A5 DTM of 2012 limited series within Real Racing 3 update 13.4, and this is part one of that mini series, which is likely to be a three-part mini series. Now you might be asking why that is. Well, this car is a motor sports car, which means you earn M dollars, and M dollars has a cap of 250,000 M dollars a day. So it's unlikely that I'm going to get all the way to 100% um, without hitting that M dollar cap, which is fine. Happy to break it up over 3 days. Not a big deal. But that's what I'm going to do. Right, let's get on and let's see how it goes. Now, it does mean this is the second new car in this release, and indeed, there are only two new cars in total new to this release. So this is the second one. So there we go, the Audi A5 DTM Limited Series. It's apparently available for 7 days once you open it. My word, we're going to need those days. So let's get going. All right. Now it should be 15 tiers. I'm expecting that I'll have to upgrade to free across the board. Now I have seen some conversations about not having to quite do that, but that makes no sense to me whatsoever. So this is my view. So in terms of M dollar earnings, um, if I've hit my M dollar total, I stop racing because I feel like it's costing. I feel like I'm losing M dollars, and I don't like doing that. But fundamentally, both M dollars and indeed R dollars, they're easy enough to earn in the game, not like gold, which is really precious. So if I've got an opportunity to apply an upgrade and it's M dollars only, I'm going to do it. If an upgrade is gold, I'm going to think twice about it. And if I don't need to do it, I won't do it. But that's not the same for upgrades if they're costing M dollars. So free across the board. So engine 83727, 55 gold. Third upgrade 179415. That's where we end. On to drivetrain 82517, gold 55 again. Third upgrade on drivetrain 176823. End it there. On to body 75033. 50 gold. Now this is where some people have said you don't need to upgrade. But it makes no sense to me. It's an M dollar upgrade. I'm applying it 160,785. I'll stop there. Suspension 75691, 50 gold. Third upgrade 162194 M dollars. We'll stop there. Suspension. Oh no, we've just done that. Exhaust 61387, gold 42. M dollars 131544. Again, we'll end there. So we've just got brakes and tires and wheels to apply. There we go, that's brakes. And now tires and wheels. 71442, 48 gold, 153090, and that's it. So I had over, I think it was about 4.1 million, dropped now to just over 2.5 million M dollars. And in terms of gold, I've spent 340. That should be enough to complete the limited series, which won't happen until Monday. But I'm willing to do it. Now, there is a reason why, actually, this, for me, at the very least, maybe not for yourself, but obviously you get, let's have a look, 60 gold for completing the event. So that's 60 gold back. We come into here. We'll hit the gold at 26,100 VP. So that's an additional 45 gold. And then the series that this car is exclusively in, and there is no other car in this series, there'll be some more gold to have back as well. So, yeah, not as bad as you initially thought. Aaron C. John enters the chat on the YouTube side and says hello. Goes on to put, I fully upgraded the Ford GT and got to Group B first in my team. Well done. Aaron C. John also puts 0.5 seconds to Group A. Well done indeed. Thank you for watching. Thank you for saying hello and the comments in the chat. Right, let's get some racing done. Let's see what this car is like. I'm expecting it to be grippy and maybe not necessarily particularly quick off the mark. You know what? That's not too bad. Okay. Yeah. All right. I like this car. Quite a good balance between top speed, acceleration, grip, and brakes. I can get on with this car, I think. Now, these early tiers will be relatively straightforward as I have upgraded the car to 3 across the board, so the earlier tiers will be straightforward. Melvin Lee enters the chat. Welcome along. I have no idea what you're saying, but welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting in the chat. There we go. So Ayaka Yokota enters the chat and says, this Audi is not too bad. I agree. It's quite a nice car to drive. It's balanced. I mean, PR's not too bad. 75.5 in terms of what I've upgraded it to, which is free across the board. In tomorrow's stream and Monday, I will put down in the bottom corner what I've spent in total in terms of gold and M dollars. Whoops. There's an example of me not getting to grips with the car there. There we go, top speed. That was easy. Well, I was hoping this would be the short part of the track. Indeed it is. There we go. So Lee Melvin goes on to explain what he meant. Apparently in Le Mans, Cadillac have got first and second place in terms of pole, I guess, for what? Is that the hypercar series then? Well, that's disappointing. I was sort of hoping the Aston Martin Valkyrie would get that. But fair enough. There's only really one Cadillac car in the game, this game, and that one is very disappointing. It's as bad, and I know I keep saying it, it's as bad as the McLaren Speedtail. So the Cadillac in this game and the McLaren Speedtail are both in the embarrassed garage. There we go. Right, so easy enough speed record there. Onto the cup. Now, please, let's be sensible with the cups. Let's have some short races, please. So it is a junior course. How many laps? 2 laps. Okay, that makes sense. Fingers crossed it's 16 races in total. Looks that way. Let's get first. Here we go. Speed away. Speed away. There we go. Easy enough to get victory. That is tier 1 completed, and look, over 10% towards the M dollar cap. Right, let's do the drag race first. Drag race and Sebring, that feels like a criminal act to me, that does. That's also a very long straight. Let's try again. This time to guarantee second. Oh, right, okay. So Melvin Lee goes on to explain the Cadillac, I guess, isn't in the hypercar. It's in a slightly different series. Whereas obviously the Aston Martin is in the hypercar series. Okay. They have loads of series on them once. It's very confusing. And do you know what? I really don't care. All I want to know is which is the fastest car overall. Or is the Cadillac the LMP stuff? I don't know. I haven't been paying that close attention to it. I am, as I said, quite intrigued how the Aston Martin Valkyrie will get on because I do like it as a concept car. Right, there we go. That car needs servicing. It's free and it's instant, at least for today, not for tomorrow. Because again, even though it's a limited series, you only get 3 hours worth of free servicing. There you go. Makes no sense, but hey, who are we to argue with the people that deliver this game for us? Oh, look, it's another Sebring race. Very good. Very exciting. Let's see how we get on. Oh, there we go. Oh, and is it the full track? Yes, please. There we go, into first. Oh, 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 oh. Hey, that is one long lap. But it's good to race on it with another car. I do like this Sebring track. Oops. Got a little bit wide there. Bring that back in. we go. Well into first. Oops. Back on track. There we go. That is first. So Melvin Lee says, who do you think will win the 24 Hours of Le Mans 2025? No idea. I don't know. Ferrari, maybe? Aaron C. John says, will I be pushed to Group A? Well, give it a go. Give it a go. Keep trying. And Ayaka Yokota says, I think Aston Martin or Ferrari will win in the Le Mans 2025. There we go. Can't say I disagree with that, actually. Well, maybe not the Aston Martin. I'd really like that car to do something special there, though. But yeah, that would be nice. Right, so to complete Tier 2, we need to do the endurance, and this might end up earning me quite a bit of $10. And you know what? I'm not going to do something silly like just stop. We're going to make the most of it today. Let's see how we get on. There we go, into 7. Two miles recorded so far. Into 5th. A bit of a skid. 3 miles recorded. Did you see that? I passed that car, he was disappearing. They can't then brake and literally ran to me off the track. I honestly do think that's a bug. And there we go, that's first. Bug in the game. Never used to do that. And Herbal Badge says, is it Badge or Baz? Says Ferrari will win in the Le Mans 2025. Well, I'll be honest, I wouldn't argue with that. And then goes on to put, this Audi is cool though. Yes, it is. It's all right. It's not bad. You know, 75.5 PR is not to be sniffed at. Welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for making some comments in the chat. Much appreciated. There we go. 7.6 miles completed. Still got 20 seconds left on the clock. Probably not going to get round again. That's fine. There we go. That's a relatively good score. Herbal Baz says, do you think Ferrari will win in Le Mans 2025? Well, I did say earlier on the stream that I did kind of think Ferrari would win. But I am intrigued how the Aston Martin Valkyrie does. I'm a big fan of the car in this game as a concept car. So I am intrigued how that goes. Obviously, I would imagine it's a different series, but yeah, I'll be keeping my eye on that from afar. I hope it does well. There we go. That is 2 tiers down. And tier 3 opened. But I'm already at $80,000 dollars. So realistically, I think I'm only going to get to tier 7 this evening before I hit the $M cap. But fortunately, in tier 3, the first 2 races are quick, short races. So autocross. Let's see how we get on. There we go. First, I did skid though. So I did get your name. Herbal Baz says Aston Martin and Ferrari are will be the rivalry in this season, I think. Okay, we'll keep an eye on it because Aston Martin is good too. It is. It is. Well, it should be. On paper, it should be. Whether it is in practice, I guess we'll find out. In this game, it's the best car, one of the best cars in the game. Putting to one side the Formula One cars, obviously. Right, okay. Next up, Speed Snap around the Porsche test track. It is around the dynamic track, which is my least favorite track. But it's my least favorite because it's single lane. But it's a Speed Snap, so it shouldn't really matter. It's not like I've got to overtake cars. There we go first. Straightforward enough. And only $3,000 earned. Oh, why did I do that again? That was silly. I pressed retry by accident. Never mind. Let's not do that again. There we go. Right, so to complete tier 3, it's another cup, and it's the road course at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and it's 2 laps again. Okay, I'm liking this limited series. The cups are short up to this point, so that's good. So Melvin Lee says, but however, congratulations to the Cadillac hypercar, the Hyperpole. Oh, okay. And Yaka Yokota says Aston Martin, Valkyrie, and Valkyrie Pro are very cool. Is it called the Valkyrie Pro? You on about the GTE series? Is that what it's called now? I thought it'd be like the Vantage Pro. Is it Vantage? But yeah, I mean, all the Aston Martins always look nice, don't they? They always look sleek, like the mean business. Josu enters the chat and says hello. Hello, Josu. Welcome along. And Herbal Baz says, what's your favourite racetrack in real racing 3 or in real life? Well, I mean, in real life, I don't get the opportunity to race on real tracks, unfortunately. So I have been to Silverstone though to watch the Formula One a few times, and that was fun to watch. It is a good track, but I would probably say my favourite track in Real Racing 3 would have been the Circuit of the Americas, the Grand Prix circuit. I do like that track, and to some degree, obviously it's a newer track, but it is fundamentally based on how Silverstone works, and I believe also how the Japanese Grand Prix circuit works. So it would be that, but I'll tell you what, I really do like the Sebring circuit. I do find that quite challenging. So it's probably still overall Circuit of Americas, but Sebring may well become a contender. My least favourite track in the game is literally any track that has barriers all the way around. So either a track like Melbourne or any of the Formula E tracks. Not a fan of any of those. But thanks for the question. Good question. So Josu says hello. Guardian. Ooh, mysterious. That's a mysterious hello. But yeah, welcome along. Thank you. Ah, yes. Yes, the Vulcan AMR Pro. Yes. Yes, that is a good car. Yes. That is a very good car. Uh, Thank you very much for that, Ayaka Yokota. And Herbal Baz says, I choose Suzuka. Okay, good track. That's what I was on about, the Japanese Grand Prix. And Frankel Champs, because I can speed in Real Racing 3, and they are beautiful race tracks and also old. Indeed, they are. The only problem I find with Frankel Champs an interesting one, because the first half of that track, you can drive around it and it's okay. And then the second half, it's long straights and very hard corners. So the second half of that track is quite hard to master, I would say. But again, both very good tracks. Right, so we've got elimination around Silverstone, and it's the Bridge Grand Prix circuit. We should at least get one lap done if it's elimination, because we'll have at least 2 minutes worth of driving. Let's see how we get on. Already not in last place. Up into fourth. Now that third. Taking the time. Barging my way through into first. Okay, so we're in first. 5 cars up left in the race. There we go. I think I might have just found the limit of this car. Oh, one more thing to do actually. What does the car look like inside? Oh, okay. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Let's go back inside. Get a little bit of what's going on behind, but it's a bit weird. It feels very rattly. Interesting. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. So Herbal Baz says, even I don't obviously it's not in the game, says the Dutch Grand Prix is one of the best Grand Prix. Do you know it's interesting because I did read today that we've got a Dutch Grand Prix for this season and then next, and then it's being dropped, which is quite interesting. I think it's being dropped because they have again, I read this, so might not be true. The Dutch have very stringent advertising rules, and it meant that some of the constructors couldn't have their advertisers on the car or something, which is a bit weird, but there you go. So yeah, make the most of it if you like the Dutch Grand Prix because it's likely only going to be here this year and next. Okay, service the car. It's instant and it's free. Let's have a look at how we're doing. So on tier 4, we're at 22%. So if we do these 2 races, that should take us beyond 25%. But look at that, we're almost halfway to hitting the M dollar total. And I did say that I reckon I'd probably get as far as tier 7, which is looking like it probably will be. It also definitely does look as if I will be completing this across 3 streams because I'll hit the M dollar total twice before getting to 100%. Right, let's do the Lime Rock Park. Now, this isn't my favourite track, but this is another track that I've warmed to over the coming months. getting put off now by the hilly terrain in the background. Pretty impressive. But there we go, we're up into 4th. Oh, made that second. That was a good manoeuvre. There we go, up into 1st. Just got to keep that going now. Not a big fan of this corner though, it can catch you off guard. You think it's a subtle corner and then it bends very sharply, but there you go. All right, there we go. Oh, I got that about right that time. It's not the man, it's the machine. Good little car, this. Final lap. So Erbil Baz says the Lime Rock Park track is like a rare racetrack in Real Racing 3 because theirs was the Lotus Evija X event, and I only rode it in that event. Well, possibly, but I tell you what, it's appeared in quite a few series now. Um, But that's fine. Ayaka Yogurt says Lime Rock isn't hardcore, so I like it. Well, you see, so initially my view on it was there were not too many opportunities to overtake. So you find yourself stuck in like a train of cars. But with some of the corners, if you do time them right, you can get some acceleration out of those minor, mild corners, and therefore increase your overtaking opportunities. So as a result, I find it quite hard. So Herbal Badge agrees and says, yes, it's not that hard. So it agreed, but actually to master it is hard. So to just achieve on it, yeah, relatively straightforward, but to properly master it, it's a little bit hard because it does have fast straights into very slow corners, and that first corner can catch you out after that very long straight. It's a slow turn and then it's a quick turn, so you can find yourself going off track. But yeah, I like it. I like it. There we go. That should take us up to 24%. So on to endurance. Our first set of rewards, 5 gold. So what we got? 5 gold, 10 gold, 15, and 30. Wow. And obviously the car. Right, let's do the endurance. Again, around Lime Rock Park. See, there you go. There's an example of being caught out. All of a sudden here, it turns pretty sharp. Oof, just there. And that catches me out. Okay, so I'm in 6 and I've got 2 miles on the clock. Into 5th. 3 miles on the clock. Yeah, so it's a gradual corner just here, and then it's sharp just here. Tough little corner. There we go, 4th, and 4 miles recorded. That's interesting to do with I'll show you in a minute, because obviously the chat's talking about the Cadillac, and let me show you something about the Cadillac in this game which is quite interesting. Look at that, I've still got a full close to 90 seconds and I'm already at 6 miles. Okay, so 8 miles recorded. We go 10 miles recorded. Oh, you see, there you go. There's that sharp turn. Touching me out. $11 miles. Still got 40 seconds left on the clock. $38 seconds still on the clock. Up to 12 miles now. Don't get caught out by the bend this time. There we go. There we go. 14 miles. Yes. Still going strong. We go, hit 15 miles. About to come to the end of this endurance. There we go. Not bad at all, that. Not bad at all. $15.6 miles. For 49,100 dollars earned, 186,000 earned in total today. Car does need servicing, but that's fine as it's free and it's instant. 1 second. What am I doing here? There we go. There we go. Right, there we go. Ah, that's it. That's better. There we go. Right, service the car. Hopefully get some rewards now. Right, before we carry on racing, we'll take a short break and we'll have a look at the Cadillac cars in this game, which is a bit disappointing. Right, there we go. So, first set of rewards. $10,000. Here we go. Right, now, what I wanted to show everyone, because obviously you're talking about the Cadillacs. So, if I go to buying cars, I do that because I think specifically I haven't got all the Cadillacs. There we go. There's only 2 Cadillacs in this game. And the one that I own, the Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing, has got to be one of the worst cars I've ever driven in this game. For some reason, when you've got traction control turned off, this car's a handful and I can't manage it. And obviously what I don't have is the Cadillac DPI VR. And I believe I don't own any of the cars in this game in that particular series. So if we go into Motorsports, I think it comes under the IMSA stuff. No, there we go. There we go. Featuring IMSA prototypes. You'll see there, I'm at 28%, but I own 0 of the free cars. And in the mix is the Acura, the Cadillac, and the Mazda. I don't own any of those cars, and I'm not going to spend gold buying them. Hopefully, at some point in the near future, there'll be a flashback event to win those cars. If there ever was a flashback, if there ever was an event in the first place. But yeah, there we go. Bit disappointing, the Cadillac selection in this game. But if they're anything like the Blackwing, maybe that's not a bad thing. But yeah, there we go. And as if just to sort of confirm that, Ayaka Yokota says, we need more Cadillacs in the Real Racing 3 game. Well, you've got at best 2, and I've only got 1 of those 2. And I didn't like that car. And Erbil Baz says the same. Yes, man, we need more Cadillac cars. Indeed. Indeed. But can we have some good ones, please? Can we have some good ones in the game, please? Not the black wing rubbish that we've got in the game at the moment. Right, okay, let's carry on with this limited series. So I'm at 26%. My end dollar earnings sit at 186,000. So I did say get to tier 7. Let's see if we do. Right. So tier 5, let's start with the head-to-head. A relatively short track, the hill circuit at Dubai. Up to this point, no issues in terms of winning any of the races. And I'm normally pretty good at head-to-heads. Whoa, oh, look at that. Caught out there. There we go. Testing track for this car, but a victory nonetheless. Couple of slides. Yaka Yokota says, I love vintage Cadillacs. Well, I mean, all Americans do, don't they? Oh dear, yeah. Yeah. I'm not so sure about that, but it would be good to see a vintage Cadillac in the game. That should be a good idea. So I agree with your sentiment there. It would be good to see an old vintage Cadillac. You could do like a vintage series of some of the old classics. I think that'd be awesome. You know, there comes a point where you're fed up of racing all these hypercars, all these supercars that are doing 200 miles plus. Let's have some of the vintage cars that can only do 10 miles per hour. I'm only joking. Obviously, they can do at least 20. Right, Speed Snap next around Monza, the junior course, but that'll be fine. I think I know whereabouts this will be. Yep. I think this is the only Speed Snap around the shorter, the junior course. So it's all about this corner here. So I can accelerate out. There we go. First place. All right. So in order to do this in 3 separate streams, I've got to get to at least 33%. So, and we're at 31%. So there we go. Should be okay. Ooh, now here we go. the Daytona International Speedway 2 laps, and obviously it's the road course, which is a horrible, horrible track. But fortunately, with it being 2 laps, only 16 cars. So I'd say outside chance of getting first. Let's see if we can. There we go. Up into 8. That's 6. That's 4th. Can I get 2 on this corner maybe? Into there we go, 2nd. I take it all back. I'll do it in 1 lap. There we go. Now, if you do have to do a night race, then at least do it at a track similar to this one. Look, it's got lighting all the way along. We go round the corner, back up. Done all right there. There we go. First, Herbobaz says Monza is a cool racetrack in the Formula One Grand Prix calendar. Indeed, it is, sir. Indeed, it is. Okay. Okay, so that's opened up tier 6, 33% achieved. So that pretty much puts us on track to doing this in 3 parts. As I said, I don't think I'm going to do it in 2. On to drag race, especially if you consider the later tiers will have races with more than just 2 laps in them. Okay. we go. That's another win. $3,800. We're getting closer and closer to that dollar cap, but we're not there just yet. What have we got left? I think I'm going to do the cup next, just to make absolutely certain. See, there we go. We're going up to 3 laps. We should have enough to do both this and what's the other race? Speed record. Yeah, it should be fine. But yeah, let's do the cup first. 3 laps around the dynamic circuit at Porsche Test Track. I'm not a fan of the dynamic circuit, so I reckon this is probably one of the hardest races in the limited series because it's single lane. It's hard to overtake all the cars. There's only a limited number of places of overtaking sections. You've got to overtake 21 cars to get first, and you've only got 3 laps to do it in. This is the only track where I can guarantee I'm never first by the end of the first lap. And you also can't make any mistakes. Well, you can make mistakes, but you can't miss overtaking opportunities. You've got to take every single one, which is why I'm being a little bit aggressive. So 4th at the end of lap 1's pretty good. 3 cars to overtake, 2 laps to do it in. So we should be okay. Now if I can get this car on the inside here, there we go. So I've got over 1 lap to get into first. Just pushing on that first lap, being a little bit crazy, makes it a bit easier to get first. The only thing here that's working to, I guess, our advantage is the car is upgraded to a PR of 75.5, but the minimum PR of this race is a lot less than that. So it's almost like you're overpowering the rest of the opposition in this race just because your PR is so much higher than every other car in this race. If it was this track and it was on the final tier and there were 3 laps, man, that would be a struggle. That would be a struggle. There we go, back marker caught and overtaken as well. So Erbil Baz says, after Audi A5 DTM event, what would you do, like events or something? So think if you look down, no, it's that. If you look down there, what will come on screen is my schedule about what I'm doing. So it's a mixture. Typically, what it is, it's a mixture of the events that are available, or I do what's known as competing in multiple series. Now, because this is a mostly motorsports release, it's competing in multiple series of mostly motorsports. So what I currently have available to race in is that there's an exclusive series to race in. If I win this car, there'll be that car series to race in. There'll be time trials to race in, and there'll be online multiplayer racing as well. So there's always something to do. So I believe I've got one of those planned for Tuesday. Because I'm not expecting to complete this limited series until after Monday's stream. DV17 enters the chat. Welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. Right, so 37%. Just got the speed record to do. It's around Lime Rock Park, which is fine. I think I'm just going to blast around the track and see how we do. Nice view up to the hills there. I mean, there might be mountains, but I'm going to call them hills. Okay, now we can get our foot down and hopefully get first. There we go. There we go. Job done. So Melvin Lee asks, do you watch 24 Hours of Le Mans 2025 race day? I probably won't, to be fair. I probably won't. It's just too long a race, isn't it? 24 hours. That's why I like the Grand Prix. It's over in 90 minutes. Can you imagine if I did a 24-hour live stream racing for 24 hours? That would just be crazy. Not to say I don't mind watching the highlights, because there's some very nice cars racing around Le Mans, but I couldn't watch it in real time. Hopefully that answers your question. And it is Grand Prix this weekend on Sunday. In fact, it might be on now in terms of practice. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's on right now. Whoops-a-daisy. Sorry about that. Right, okay. So 40%. Look at that. 240,000. Close to the 250. Let's do, what should we do? Let's do the head-to-head. In fact, I reckon I can do both the head-to-head and the autocross, and then that will be hitting the 250,000 cap. Will pretty much guarantee I can do this across 2 more streams. It will pretty much also guarantee I won't be able to finish it off tomorrow. But you see, there's an example. That's how straightforward it is to earn your daily M dollar totals. So I've been doing all sorts of different races. Done a total of 6, completed a total of 6 tiers, on to the 7th. And I've got to the 250,000 M dollar cap within about 1 hour 20 minutes. Right, there we go. That is first. I reckon that will earn me 6,000-7,000 M dollars. There we go, 6,000 M dollars. So I reckon I can do the autocross, and that should take me pretty much up to the 250,000 M dollar cap. And then at that point, I stop racing motorsports. Because yes, you can take yourself closer to the percentage completion, but you're not earning any M dollars. And what's the point of that? Right, final race of today, the autocross. Melvin Lee says, I would like to watch the 24 Hours of Le Mans, but I have to sleep. Well, yes, exactly. And that's the point, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest, it might even send you to sleep watching it 24 hours. It definitely is an endurance race. Right, I'm gonna cheat. There you go. And there we go. That is all my racing for today. 4,750. That's about spot on. I think I'm going to lose 100 odd. There we go. 139 M dollars. Well, I think I can survive that. But obviously, from now on in, I wouldn't earn any M dollars from racing. So put the game down for today. I've hit the M dollar cap and pick it up again tomorrow. Now, because the servicing is only for free servicing is only for 3 hours, I'm going to service the car now, ready for tomorrow. Um, and pick up the racing again tomorrow. Now, I will be doing an earlier live stream. So there we go, 44%. So I reckon at the very least, I'll hit the 50%. And there's a possibility of hitting the 75% reward in tomorrow's stream, leaving me to complete this series on Monday. Right, there we go. That is the end of racing for today. As I said, I will be back tomorrow. I'll be doing an earlier stream. I think it's going to be around 9 a.m. UK time because that's the only time I've got the opportunity to do a stream. So that's when I'll be doing it. But obviously, you guys can watch it at any time. So hopefully you will. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up or a like while I find my mouse. There we go. And if you like this sort of content, then if you watch on YouTube, then please subscribe to the channel, The Fifth Guardian. Or if you watch on Rumble, please follow the channel, The Fifth Guardian. Okay, yeah. With that being said, thank you all for watching. Thank you for the hellos and the comments in the chat. I will be doing a stream, part 2 of this limited series. It will be an earlier stream. There won't be a stream on Sunday, but there then will be a stream on Monday. So part 2 tomorrow, Saturday, and part 3 on Monday. Okay. Right, I hope whatever is left of your day is a very good one. Hope to see you all tomorrow. Until then, thank you and goodbye.